Alright, tonight's video is going to be an inside job. I want to tell you, one of my tools I bought, hoping to use for treasure hunting, is a thermal imaging camera, infrared. So this is actually hooked to an old iPhone 5 that I had. You can buy it. It's made by FLIR, one of the best infrared camera companies out there. And what it can do is see a different wavelength than just visible light. It's in the infrared scale. And I was hoping I could point at the ground, and if it's like a buried treasure chest or something under the ground, even like a pit that's got a lot of iron in it or something, it will see a different color spectrum than a normal, normal camera, which couldn't see it. So anyway, I tested it out a few times. It hasn't worked so far, but I think it might work in the future. I'm not giving up on it yet. But what I want to do today is, tonight, is show you actually how it works and what it can do. So, alright, stay tuned. What I'm doing, I'm going to hook the regular camera up and this camera up together. I'm going to put them together and stay strapped them so you see a regular image and the infrared image at the same time on the screen. So I can show you what this can actually do. So stay tuned, we'll get started. Alright, a lot of people use these cameras for the purpose of seeing whether they're losing heat in the house. And as you can see, this is showing the bluish areas are cold and the red or orange areas are hot. So you can see I'm losing some heat through these right here, and here's the door, and you can actually see that the it's a like a six panel door, but you actually see there's more cold coming in through the panels where they're not as thick as they are from the thicker parts. You can see perfectly that it's like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my hand where you see this on here at. I'm going to put my hand right here on the door where you can see the blue at, so you know I'm losing heat there. Watch this. Look at that. My handprint stays. It's showing that it's heated that little part of the door up. Isn't that cool? A lot of times at night, sometimes you actually point at the ceiling and you can actually see the beams in the ceiling. Yep, that's a beam right there going across. If you can see it, there's another beam right there going across. What's happening is that wood is a different temperature than my ceiling, so you can actually see. Alright, let me get down a little bit. You can see the beams in the ceiling. It's actually looking through the wall at the beams right there. Is that cool or what? Alright, let's move on to a couple more tests on it right here. I'm going to show you something in just a second. I'm just looking through a mirror in the background. I'm orange. I'm warmer than the wall. Isn't that cool? Alright, getting ready to do a couple more little quick experiments to show you how it works. Hold on. Alright, I got another little experiment here. Now this is a plain piece of glass, and this is just a cheap old black plastic bag. Now, you think you can see through this plastic bag? Check it out. Check it out. I'm going to lay it right here on the edge. Put my hand right behind the bag. Watch this. You can see it. You can see my hand through the bag. I'm going to stick my hand up in the bag. Check this out. You see my hand's in the bag. Thermal imaging camera can see right through it to my hand. It's looking right through a black plastic bag to my hand. I'm turning it around. It's seeing right through it. That's because it's not a lot of insulation in the plastic. If you can insulate between the camera and your object, then it will not see it. So insulation is the key. So here's a clear glass, the 16 by 20 piece of glass. You think it'll see through that? Watch this. It will not see through the glass. My camera does. My visible light can see through it, but that infrared cannot see through it. It's enough insulating value on that glass not to see through it. Isn't that cool? That's awesome. Alright. Now, as I said, there's several different color spectrums you can use on a thermal imaging camera. And one is you can have different colors where it's black, white, blue, red, whatever. Blue is cold. Red is hot. Can you tell me which one is what? And how you can actually tell how full the glasses are because of where the level is. This one is filled up to here with hot water. And this one's filled up to here with cold, as you can see. Now, what we'll do, we're going to do a little experiment here now. Now, show how this is going to work. We're going to turn it around. And I'm actually going to drink some of this water, see what happens. Here we go. don't know. What does it look like? I can't see it, so you have to tell me. I think it's probably those. You see if I put my fingers in here. Can you see what color it is? I'll have to wait and see how it turns out. I'm thinking it has some help, but I'm not sure. Let's try some cold water now. Yum, yum, that tastes good. You like the color of it? What do you think about that? Can you see anything? How about that? How about now? Can you see anything there? It looks plain on the regular camera, but the difference in colors is actually thermal imaging cameras picking it up. I hope. Anyway, let's do a couple more experiences. This is cool. Hold on. Alright, it's pretty dark out here. Can you see me on the camera? Okay, this is what police usually like to chase criminals down with and all while they're hiding in the dark. But let's give it a shot. I'm going to go back in the back of the yard so you can still see me. Alright. Can you see me? Yeah, still see me? I bet you the regular camera can. I bet I'll go over here a little bit. Now move around here. Alright, all the way to the back. I'm hiding in the corner. Can you see me? Alright, let's give it a shot. Alright. The bird looks coming. Here he comes. Alright, that's a good little test. Hopefully it turned out too. I'm just doing a little testing. Alright, stay tuned. We'll do a couple more tricks. Alright, I was going to do a little quick test of... Alright, that means that water in this pot right here is kind of warm compared to the sink. So let's cut the cold, because I had just ran hot water in it. So let's dump that out. Look at that dumping out. Look at that. Like water. Alright, it's still hot. Alright, so let's go ahead and put cold water in it. Look at that. Check that out. The cold is deep blue. It's slowly going and mixing with that water. The water actually was gone, but it's kind of heating up with the pan's got some heat retention in it. So it's mixing in there with it. If I run that over my hand, what's it look like? Oh, look at that. I just ran it over my wrist. That's wicked looking, isn't it? That's wicked looking. Alright, you see the pan now is cooling down, but the sink itself is still a little bit. So we're going to cool the sink back down. Look at that. Alright, it's all starting to cool down a little bit. That pan's a lot colder now than the rest of the sink in the area. Well, guess what we're going to do now? We're going to cut the hot water on. It'll take you just a minute. But, oh, there it goes. It went from blue to red. Blue to orange. Orange to red anyway. Look at it starting to change the color in there. The thermal camera's picking up the different colors in it. And what I was hoping at some point in time, maybe, like I said, something in the ground, as the sun comes up, the treasure in the ground would not heat up as fast as the rest of the ground. You see a differential in the ground. That was my hope, and I've still got some hope in that, but we'll have to wait and see how that works out. That's pretty cool right there, I think. That's awesome. But it kind of readjusts for the temperature. And you actually push a button here and get a temperature of anything place on this spot that you want. And I'll give that a little test in just a little bit, show you how that works. But this is just looking in the kitchen. That's a coffee making. You see that's giving off just a little bit of heat compared to the rest of the area here. Everything else, I'm sure the lights will be a little warm up in underneath there. The lights will be warm. See that right there? They're giving off a little bit of heat up underneath there. Pretty cool. The floor is a little cool. That's the bottom refrigerator giving off heat with the refrigerator is giving off fans blowing a little heat out from underneath of it. This is my door. Same difference, and this is a 6-panel door. Same difference is you can see the thermal change between the middle of the door here and the thicker wood on this edge. I'm losing heat through that thinner pane right there. Isn't that kind of crazy? You wouldn't think you'd lose that much, but apparently you do lose some with the thinner wood in the door. A solid door would be better for insulation value. Cool deal. Alright, we're just kind of checking low what this thing does. Like I said before, you can actually see up on my on the inside, or on the eave of the house right there. I am losing heat right there on the eaves. The insulation must be blown off those eaves or something there, because you can see the heat loss right there going all along the edge of it. Isn't that cool? Firefighters, of course, use this to find fires in walls and stuff too a lot, because you know your wall would be probably a bluish color in a building, and the fire would have a red spot in it where it's at in the wall. Is the temperature, right where that crosshairs is telling me the temperature. Let's look at the difference between the door, where it's got the thinner panel, 67.1, and the part here is 69.8. It's not much, it's only a few degrees, but this camera can pick up like super small fractions of degree differences. So you can see that there. You can see the difference in the change of temperature there. 67.1, 69.3. Alright, we'll go in here and we'll see how much difference is in the wall where I'm losing temperature wise. Alright, that's at 67.6. And right there is 58. I'm losing a lot right there. Losing more than I thought it would. 58 to 60. It's like 10-degree difference in that area right there along the wall where the eaves of the house are right there. So I'm losing a lot of temperature. To 57 to the ceiling is 70. Wow. I'm losing a lot there. Let's see how much the front door is losing a little more than the other one. That's 61.9. Let's try the center of this door. 65.3. I'm still losing several degrees right there. Anyway, you can use this and point it anywhere and get temperature of anything, which kind of comes in handy if you're looking for something specific as far as heat loss, or something's putting out a lot of heat. Say the TV. How much heat's the TV putting out? This is a plasma TV, so it's going to put out a little more. The top of the TV's at not as much as I thought it would be. At 100 and right at 100 degrees, 101, something like that. And the bottom probably won't be as much. The screen itself is good now, about 103. And the bottom of the screen is only about 80. So even small stuff like these, right here, like a little box of kettles and thermal temperature outside, it's probably just running off a very small. Oh, this thing also makes you reset it once in a while. That's why that came on. Alright, it's at 74 versus just right beside it, 71. So that's putting out very low heat, but it's a couple different. It's turning the orangish color. It's only a couple degrees different than the surface right next to it. So this is the back door. Of course, I'm losing. You see how cold the temperature is coming inside. And it's 33 degrees outside. It's 56 right there coming in by that door. 55. And behind the curtain right there is 64, and the wall itself 65. So you can see the difference. It is losing some heat right there. But anyway, I wanted to show everybody how the thermal camera works and what I initially got it for, hopefully for some treasure hunting. But hadn't worked yet, but we're going to still continue to use it and give it another shot. Alright, stay tuned.